You make a decent salary, maybe even a really good one. But somehow at the end of every month, you're looking at your bank account wondering where it all went. Sound familiar? Here's the brutal truth. The average American household quietly bleeds between $50 and $80,000 per decade on purchases that wealthy people flatly refuse to make. Not luxury stuff, not obvious things. Everyday purchases that feel completely normal because everyone around you is making them too. The rich aren't smarter than you. They just stopped buying 12 specific things, and the odds are good you're buying all 12 right now. I've spent years studying the financial habits of high net worth individuals, breaking down where money actually goes versus where people think it goes. What I'm about to share isn't theory, it's the pattern that separates people who build wealth from people who earn well but stay broke. If you're new to Sara Builds Wealth, go ahead and subscribe before we start, because this is exactly the kind of no-nonsense breakdown you'll get here every single week. Here's your promise for the next 10 minutes. We're going through all 12 purchases, and each one has a real, actionable swap you can make today. And I'm saving the most counterintuitive one for the very end, the one that genuinely surprises people because it hits closest to home. Let's get into it. Number 1, extended warranties and protection plans. Every time you buy a laptop, a refrigerator, or a new TV, the salesperson slides that warranty offer across the counter like they're doing you a favor. Wealthy people smile and say no every single time. Here's why. Extended warranties are engineered to be profitable for the company selling them. That math only works if you lose. Research from Consumer Reports consistently shows that only around 20% of covered products ever need a repair during that extended window. And the repair cost when something does break is often comparable to what the warranty would have cost you anyway. Wealthy people self-insure instead. They take that $200 or $300 they'd spend on a warranty, put it into a dedicated savings fund, and pay for repairs out of pocket on the rare occasion something breaks. Over 40 years of purchases, this single habit saves tens of thousands of dollars. Skip the warranty, start a self-insurance fund, and watch that money compound instead of disappear. Up next is something even simpler and honestly kind of embarrassing once you see it. Number 2, brand name medications and household basics. Generic ibuprofen and Advil contain identical active ingredients in identical concentrations. The FDA mandates it, yet that name brand bottle costs nearly 3 times as much. The same principle applies to store brand cleaning products, batteries, cereal, and pantry staples, many of which roll off the exact same production lines as their premium counterparts. A household that consistently chooses generics where quality is equivalent can save $2,000 to $4,000 every single year. Compound that over 30 years with even modest investment returns, and you're looking at $200,000. $200,000. From choosing the store brand version of things you literally cannot tell apart, make the swap where it makes sense and stop paying for marketing. Number 3, first-year releases of anything. When a brand new car model drops or the latest smartphone launches, wealthy people are nowhere near that line. And they're not avoiding it because they can't afford it. They're avoiding it because they understand that being first costs real money. First-year products are essentially beta tests. They carry bugs, recalls, and quality issues that get quietly fixed in year 2. Meanwhile, prices on first-year items reflect peak demand. Wait 18 months and you can often buy the same product for 20 to 40% less. Wealthy people let someone else pay the premium for bragging rights and walk away with the better deal. Institute a personal rule: no major tech purchase in the first year of release. Patience is a financial skill. Number 4, premium fuel when your car doesn't need it. This one is almost poetic in how perfectly it captures how marketing overrides logic. The majority of vehicles on the road are designed, tuned, and optimized for regular 87-octane fuel. If your owner's manual says regular, premium gas delivers zero additional performance and zero additional protection. You're literally just spending more for nothing. 40 to 60 cents extra per gallon, week after week, year after year. On one car alone, that adds up to thousands of dollars over a decade. Wealthy people read the manual. If it says regular, they buy regular. End of analysis. Number 5, bottled water as a lifestyle habit. Here's where we hit the midpoint of this list, and I want you to stay locked in because the next few get progressively more impactful. Still with me? Good, because this is where most people go wrong. A family of 4 that relies on bottled water as their primary source spends roughly $1,500 to $2,000 a year on something that flows out of their faucet for free. A quality filtration system costs maybe $300 upfront and $100 annually in replacements. The lifetime savings easily clear $30,000 for a typical household, which invested over time grows into serious money. Wealthy people aren't anti-convenience, they're anti-paying for marketing dressed up as a product. Number 6, hyphy financial products. This might be the most consequential item on this entire list. Actively managed mutual funds with expense ratios above 1%, whole life insurance policies pitched as investment vehicles, annuities loaded with hidden charges and surrender fees. Wealthy people avoid all of these almost instinctively. Here's the math. A 1% annual fee on a $500,000 portfolio is $5,000 every single year. Over 30 years, accounting for compounding, the difference between a low-cost index fund and a high-fee managed fund can easily exceed $400,000. That's not going toward your retirement, it's going toward someone else's. Audit every financial product you own right now. Look at the expense ratios. If your advisor charges a percentage of assets, ask whether a flat fee alternative exists. This one habit shift could be worth more than everything else on this list combined. Number 7, timeshares and vacation clubs. The sales presentation always sounds reasonable. Pay now, vacation for life, never worry about hotel prices again. The reality? A typical timeshare runs $20,000 to $40,000 upfront, plus $1,000 to $2,000 in annual maintenance fees that increase every year. The resale value is essentially zero. The secondary market is flooded with desperate owners trying to give them away just to escape the ongoing fees. Companies exist specifically to help people exit timeshare contracts, and they charge thousands for that service. For the same money, you could take genuinely luxurious vacations for decades. Wealthy people recognize high-pressure sales tactics as a flashing red warning sign that the product cannot survive clear-headed analysis. Number 8. Lottery tickets. The expected return on a lottery ticket is around 40 to 50 cents on every dollar spent. That's not an opinion, that's math. The average American household spends about $650 annually on lottery tickets. That exact amount, invested consistently at moderate returns over 30 years, becomes approximately $66,000. Wealthy people think in probabilities, not possibilities. They redirect that spending toward assets with positive expected returns. Number 9, full price on anything that's negotiable. Wealthy people negotiate car prices, medical bills, contractor estimates, cable packages, furniture, annual subscriptions, and bank fees. They ask because they know the listed price is often just a starting position. Research shows consistent negotiators pay 10 to 20% less on major purchases. Over a lifetime, that habit saves over $100,000. The discomfort of asking fades quickly. The savings are permanent. Number 10, brand new furniture when quality used pieces exist. New sofas lose 30 to 50% of their value the moment they leave the showroom. Someone else already absorbed that depreciation hit on used furniture. A piece that sold for $5,000 new often sells for $800 used, and it may actually be better built than what's currently on showroom floors. Wealthy people shop estate sales, resale platforms, and antiques. The savings on furnishing an entire home can reach $40,000. Number 11, financing consumption. This is the dividing line between people who have high incomes and people who actually build wealth. Wealthy people do not finance vacations. They do not finance clothing, electronics, or furniture on installment plans. If the cash isn't there, the purchase waits. Interest paid on things that depreciate is money thrown directly away. A $2,000 purchase financed at 20% interest costs $440 extra that bought absolutely nothing. Debt for investment, fine. Debt for consumption, never. Now number 12. This is the one I promised you, and it's the one most people never see coming. Gifts that create ongoing costs for the recipient. Wealthy people think about total cost of ownership for everything, and that thinking extends to what they give other people. They avoid gifts that generate maintenance costs, subscription obligations, or storage headaches for the person receiving them. They give cash, experiences, or items that are entirely self-contained, and this same philosophy governs every purchase they make for themselves. The question is never just what does this cost today? It's what does this cost over the entire time I own it? A boat that costs $30,000 but requires $5,000 a year in maintenance and storage is not a $30,000 purchase. It's a decision that costs $100,000 over the next 14 years. Wealthy people run that full calculation before they ever sign anything. This mindset shift, from purchase price to total ownership cost, changes literally every financial decision you make. Here's the pattern underneath all 12 of these. Most people ask themselves, can I afford this? Wealthy people ask, is this actually worth it? Those questions feel similar. Over thousands of decisions across decades, they produce completely different financial lives. The rich aren't depriving themselves. They travel, they eat well, they genuinely enjoy their money. They've just stopped subsidizing marketing budgets, insurance company profits, and the companies that profit from financial complexity. So here's my question for you. Which of these 12 have you been guilty of? Drop your answer in the comments below. I genuinely want to know which ones hit hardest, and I read every response. And if this video gave you a new way of thinking about money, that's exactly why subscribing to Sarah Builds Wealth is worth it, because every single week we go this deep on the habits, mindsets, and specific moves that actually move the needle financially. Go watch the related video on this channel about the foundational money principles wealthy people apply automatically. It's the natural next step from what you just learned here. Your income isn't the problem. Your spending decisions are the opportunity. Start asking, is this worth it, and watch everything change.